Today's first UFO encounter takes us to Mexico on July 1st, 2026, where a short video appeared online with almost no information about its origin.
So hey everyone, so welcome back to another reaction video. So today we shall be reacting to this video right here of UFOs and UAPs, although they're the same thing, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoy and let's jump right in.
No witness statement, no exact location, and no explanation of how the footage was recorded. The video shows what appears to be a massive UFO hovering silently in the night sky. While the object itself blends into the darkness, a row of bright yellow lights creates the impression of illuminated windows along its edge, revealing what seems to be a large disc-shaped craft. One of the most interesting details is how closely this sighting resembles the famous 2008 Turkey incident, where a similar object with glowing lights was filmed repeatedly over several months. It has been speculated that both videos could show the same type of UFO, or perhaps over several months, resembles the famous
I mean guys, if you look right here, they resemble each other like very perfectly, although not so perfectly, but still. They still have that definite shape, that resemblance. So one was almost 18 years apart. In fact, it's 18 years apart, and it's pretty interesting to see that, how they resemble each other in terms of their shape and also their size. They might seem to have the same size too, approximately the same size. But what do you guys think?
2008 Turkey incident, where a similar object with glowing lights was filmed repeatedly over several months. It has been speculated that both videos could show the same type of UFO, or perhaps even the very same object. Unfortunately, because the footage surfaced without any background information, it is very likely that no additional details will ever emerge. Even so, the striking resemblance to the Turkey case makes this one of the more intriguing UFO sightings of the year. On July 15, 2026, a strange video surfaced online showing what many believe to be a cloaked UFO. At first glance, the UFO is difficult to make out, almost as if it blends into the background. But taking a closer look, what appear to be several figures can be seen moving along the top of the craft. Slightly below it, a series of small lights seem to blink on and off, making the sight even more unusual. Now, at first glance, it might look like people in the distance walking along the top of a hill. However, the actual hill is fully visible near the bottom of the frame, while the UFO appears much higher in the sky above it. This makes it difficult to explain the moving figures as people simply walking along the top of a distant hill. It has also been speculated that the sight was nothing more than a reflection from a vessel or workers on a rooftop. However, those explanations appear less convincing because the apparent reflection seems far too high in the sky. As a result, many still believe the footage may show a cloaked.
I mean, what do you guys think about these objects? They look like aliens, but yeah, either way, what do you guys think about them? Because they seem to be moving on top of the craft. And to be honest with you guys, there's some explanations that they come up with, like that this is a hill, but the actual hill is way down. And also some say that this might be a reflection or a vessel, like a ship or even a liner, but that doesn't even make sense, cause how can something just reflect and you still see some beings moving on top of that craft? That doesn't make sense either way.
UFO. What's your thoughts on this sighting? Let me know in the comments below. On the very same day as the previous sighting, another unusual video surfaced online, reportedly filmed somewhere in Argentina, although the exact location could not be confirmed. The footage was recorded in broad daylight and shows what appears to be a small disc-shaped UFO hovering high above the landscape. At first glance, it might seem possible that the object was sitting on the distant hill in the background. However, a closer look makes it clear that there is a visible gap between the UFO and the hill, indicating that it was suspended in the air rather than resting on the ground. The object remains completely still for a few seconds, before suddenly disappearing into thin air. Even in the zoomed-in version of the footage, no fragments, particles, or movement can be seen after it vanishes. The witness continues recording for roughly 20 more seconds, hoping the object would reappear, but it never does.
So what do you guys think about this UFO right here? And I have a question for you guys. When these UFOs actually disappear and just, move and vanish out of thin air and nothing is left behind, where do you guys think that these UFOs go to? Do they go to an alternate reality? Do they go back in time, or do they go to another planet? I mean, what do you guys think?
Now, we might be looking at one of the strangest UFO photographs to surface in a while. The image was reportedly taken by a Chinese traveler during a trip through the Arctic, showing what appears to be a massive, dark, cigar-shaped UFO over the sea. The object looks enormous, and based on its apparent distance from the camera and the size of the icebergs in the background, it has been estimated that the UFO could be at least 300 feet long. No visible wings, exhaust, or other recognizable features can be seen, making it difficult to compare with any conventional aircraft. What makes this case even stranger is what happened afterward. While I was editing this video, the original Reddit post containing the photograph suddenly disappeared, replaced by the message, "Sorry, this post was removed by Reddit's filters." In the 3 years I've been covering UFO sightings, I've never seen that happen before. Of course, that could simply be a routine moderation action, but it could also indicate that the photograph shows something we weren't meant to see. With that said, it has been speculated that the object could be a highly secretive Chinese submarine. However, it appears far too large for that explanation, and there seems to be little reason for such a vessel to be operating in the Arctic in the first place. With such an unusual background surrounding the case, it remains uncertain what was actually captured, at least until more photographs or video.
I mean, to be honest, who could imagine a Chinese submarine in the Arctic? Well, I mean, that doesn't make sense. First thing, it doesn't make sense, to be honest. And also the shape and size of this object right here, as you can see, it's pretty large, and obviously much larger than a conventional submarine, because submarines are much smaller and there's no way for them to actually, expose themselves this way. It still doesn't make sense for this to be a submarine. Obviously not.
Of the same object eventually.
I mean, actually, if you can compare its size to the size of the icebergs behind it, this submarine actually seems to be much larger. If it's large when we see it from the camera, then obviously in real sense and also in real time, when we actually see it with our own eyes there physically, it could be even much more large.
Surface. Moving to the next sighting. It supposedly surfaced online in the late 2000s and appears to show a strange UFO hovering above a ship. In the footage, the object can be seen moving around the vessel, seemingly performing some kind of operation, possibly involving loading or unloading something. After being mostly forgotten for years, the video unexpectedly began circulating online again. Some comments claimed that higher quality versions had existed when the footage first appeared, but those versions no longer seem to be available. The recording became especially popular among UFO communities, where it has been speculated that the object could be some kind of unidentified craft, or even a probe. However, another possibility is that it was simply a regular object being lifted onto the ship, with cables or equipment hidden due to the poor video quality. In the end, the low resolution makes it difficult to determine what the object actually was or what was happening during the recording, leaving the incident a mystery to this day. On December 25, 2024, 2 women recorded what appeared to be a UFO in the skies over San Jose del Cabo, Mexico. The video shows a saucer-shaped object high in the sky during broad daylight. For more than a minute, the women continued filming as the UFO slowly descended toward the horizon, before eventually disappearing behind a line of trees in the distance. Throughout the recording, they can be heard discussing what they were seeing, and their reactions appeared genuine,
No mames, no manches.
with no obvious signs that they were pretending to be shocked. As the object moved closer to the ground, they even compared it to a meteorite. However, the rural surroundings where the video was recorded also became an important detail in the analysis. The background audio appears to capture the sounds of several animals, suggesting that the sighting likely took place far from the city. Because
The first thing that actually caught my attention is the quietness of the object. It doesn't even make any sound, you know. It's moving so slowly. Well, I mean, it doesn't make any sound. It moves quietly and steadily. That's the first thing. The second thing, its shape. Its shape, it's very apparent. It's diamond shaped, you know. It's a diamond shaped that has that dark color to it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
they were pretending to be shocked. As the object moved closer to the ground, they even compared it to a meteorite. However, the rural surroundings where the video was recorded also became an important detail in the analysis. The background audio appears to capture the sounds of several animals, suggesting that the sighting likely took place far from the city. Because of this, the possibility of the UFO being a simple balloon becomes more difficult to explain, although its slow movement and size have led some to consider that theory. For now, the object's true identity remains unknown. But before we move to the next sighting, if you enjoy videos like this, please consider subscribing. It's free, and it really supports the channel. On June 26, 2026, a resident from an undisclosed location in Brazil recorded what appeared to be a large glowing UFO near the crescent moon. The video, which lasts around 1 minute, shows the bright orb remaining in the same area of the sky before the recording suddenly ends, leaving it unclear what happened afterward or how the object disappeared. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding this sighting is its apparent position. If the object was actually close to the moon, or even a bright star, it would likely have been visible to many other people, resulting in more recordings and reports. This has led to speculation that the UFO may have been much closer to Earth, making it visible only from the witness's location. What do you think about this sighting? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But if you want...
And by the way, what was the was the UFO actually on the moon, or was it close to the moon, like between Earth and the moon? I mean, that's a question. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about, you know, this UFO down in the comments below, cause it's very intriguing and also interesting too.
Want to keep watching more videos like these? Click any of the videos appearing on your screen right now. And don't forget to...
So yeah guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll leave the link to the original video down in the comments, down in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and take care everyone. See you next time.